thing is fucking huge. I smoked him. I fucking smoked him. Guys, it is it's around like 5:30. I'm on my way to a spot, a small little private piece on Long Island. I have not hunted yet. I'm late, so I'm going to be rushing out of the car, rushing into the tree. Not happy about it, but it is what it is. We didn't have much content here. Spur of the moment, I went to go hunt a property that we have. We've had a couple of bucks on camera, one really big one, a couple small ones, one medium one, and I was chasing a specific deer. It was a very high, I believe, 8-pointer. This morning, I woke up late and I was getting to the stand late. I get to the stand and it's still dark. I have my headlamp on and I see the stand and I look to my right and I see eyes. I look up, I have my headlamp on them and I see that it's like a small little 4-pointer. So I said, you know what? Let me get into the stand as quick as I can. If they're here, they're staying here and they'll come back. So I ended up getting into the stand pretty quick. I get all set up, got my cameras set up. Actually, no, at this point I don't have my cameras set up. All of a sudden I hear it crashing. That 4-pointer comes running 10 yards in front of me, and right behind it is what I thought was like an 8-pointer, and it was chasing it. The 4-pointer ran this way, 8-pointer ran up. And that is where I have this, where the 4-pointer comes back, and it was kind of like they were playing a little cat and mouse game. 4-pointer would run, come back, get its attention, and then they would chase each other. That's pretty much it. At this point, I'm sitting, and I'm not sure what time it is, but I hear a thump and crashing. And I look up, and it sounded like someone took a shot. I'm on a small property here, hunting maybe 2 acres. And this is where like all the properties come into one, and there's a lot of passing through, and we knew that there were deer here. So this is just a typical, suburban hunting. So I go to grab my phone to text my buddy to see if that, if there was possibility that someone else was hunting here. And I look up and I see a illuminated arrow notch. I'm like, 1000% someone's hunting here. Not even 6 minutes later, I hear another one. Dump. And I now see the deer run. And I see this deer, and it's not the 4-pointer. I didn't know which one it was, but I knew it was a big rack. So I see him run. 4-pointer again runs this way. What ends up being a 10-pointer runs that way. And I'm watching him, so I go to grunt him in a little bit, a couple times. He doesn't want anything to do with it. All he wants to do is chase this 4-pointer. So this 4-pointer then comes walking in front of me again, going towards that 10-pointer. And now this is where I realize that I might get a shot at this 10-pointer. So after getting shot at twice and missed, that 4-pointer comes across, gets the 10-pointer's attention again, and runs right in front of me, just like they did at the ass crack of dawn. And that 10-pointer stops and gives me a 16-yard, 17-yard shot. I'm shaking like a leaf. I can't find my peep. You can see, I'm watching as I miss. You can see me with my bow at full draw, spinning it, trying to find my peep, trying to find my, my aim, and I send it right over his back. He takes off, the 4-pointer takes off to the left, just like they've been doing all morning. And at this point, he stays. It's as if they were in like an invisible fence that they just didn't want to leave that area. The 4-pointer goes to the left, 10-pointer goes up. And I watch the 10-pointer for 10 minutes, scratch his head, scratch his horns, and rub all upon this other tree. And you can see him doing it right here. So at this point, I'm pleading with the 4-pointer, please come and get his attention again and just give me another shot at this. For some reason, I wasn't, I was pissed, but I wasn't as pissed because I felt like I was going to get another chance. So that 4-pointer does exactly what I asked. He comes up and he starts to try to get his attention. So he tries to start getting his attention, and I see him coming up, and as he gets closer and closer, that 10-pointer is still scratching his head. And I don't have this on film, but that 4-pointer finally gets his attention, and that 10-pointer has his head and his antlers wrapped around this tree, scratching, and then all of a sudden, he notices the 4-pointer, and he lifts his head outside of the tree and just looks at him. And that's where I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to get another shot. So, right on cue, that 4-pointer probably says, yo, asshole, come get me. Takes off. As he takes off, that 10-pointer comes, gives me, as you can see, where my missed arrow is, the exact same shot. And I remember drawing and thinking to myself, I'm not fucking missing this one. And I released, slammed him, and he takes off. I say to myself, that's the biggest buck I've ever shot. It ends up not being the biggest buck I ever shot, but I was so excited. I was in such disbelief that he gave me another shot, and I smoked him. He ran about 50 yards up and down a driveway. Unfortunately for the other hunter, I feel bad that he missed. I never want to see another hunter miss, especially even if we're going for the same deer. So here I'm texting my dad. I'm texting my girlfriend, and I'm texting my buddy who runs these properties, telling him that I smoked them, telling him that I shot the biggest buck of my life. So I didn't see him go down. I definitely heard him crash. I'm standing there trying to look through my binoculars to see if I can see him down. I didn't, but that hunter comes down, and I see him come down and grab his 2 arrows. And as he's walking back to his truck, he asks me if I'm going to need a hand. Wasn't sure if he was talking to me. I knew he was talking to me, but I didn't know if I should answer him. Finally, he tries to get my attention again. He's like, yo, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just waiting to see if he went down. He said, he's down. I seen him go down.
Yo. I don't know where it went. It went left here. Good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just waiting to see it and make sure it went down. He's down. I watched him go down. You watched him go down? Yeah, I'll be right down.
I walk down. I walk up to him. He said he's seen the entire thing. He was in the woods earlier. He seen me come into the woods, and then he also thanked me because he said that I pushed the deer to him to give him those 2 shots. Unfortunately for him, he was the unlucky one. I was the lucky one, and I ended up harvesting this 10-pointer, which was awesome. This is my first suburban deer, my first suburban buck. It is kind of weird. I watched this guy on YouTube. His YouTube page is Seek One, and he is all about harvesting suburban deer and the process and asking permission and getting permission to hunt in these guys' backyards and being able to shoot big bucks. Like I believe this is a pretty big buck. It's a 10-pointer. That's pretty much it. Like I said, it wasn't a very long story. It wasn't, I seen this buck, I've been chasing him for years. No, I just got lucky. I got lucky to be able to harvest this deer and cross paths with this one. He was meant to die that day. He got shot at 4 times, missed 3 times, and finally my fatal shot. Very clean shot. I double lunged him. He went down 40 yards. It wasn't a long, painful death for him. So, all right. Thanks for watching.